Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where today we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, focusing on the Jefferson Nickel from 1959, a coin that holds not just monetary value, but a rich story of American history, design, artistry, minting techniques, and cultural significance spanning decades. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel after a public design competition won by German-American sculptor Felix Schlag. His design, featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse, has become one of the most iconic and enduring images on American coinage, with its clean neoclassical style that connects the ideals of the early American Republic with modern aesthetics. Now, the year 1959 is particularly interesting because it sits in a transitional period in American numismatics and culture. During the late 1950s, the United States was undergoing massive changes both socially and economically. The post-war boom was reshaping industries, and the coinage system was no exception. The 1959 Jefferson Nickel was minted at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, with combined production totals surpassing 180 million coins, ensuring its wide circulation across the nation. But despite its high mintage, this coin is still sought after by collectors for reasons beyond mere numbers. To appreciate the 1959 Jefferson Nickel, we must understand the context in which it was produced. Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, was not only a statesman, but also a philosopher, inventor, architect, and author of the Declaration of Independence. His legacy permeates the American consciousness, and placing his portrait on a circulating coin symbolized the nation's respect for his contribution. Schlag's winning design was not initially accepted, as is in fact the mint asked for modifications, particularly on the Monticello rendering, to improve clarity and visual balance. After these revisions, the final design was approved and went into production starting in October 1938, but by the 1950s, the design had experienced minor adjustments due to die wear and minting technology changes. The 1959 nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, an alloy that gives it both durability and a distinctive silvery sheen. The diameter is 21.2 millimeters and the weight is 5 grams, standard for nickels from this era. Examining these technical specifications helps collectors authenticate coins and identify any anomalies or mint errors, which can significantly increase value in numismatic circles. Now let's dive into the mintage figures. The Philadelphia Mint struck about 27 million Jefferson nickels in 1959, while the Denver Mint produced a staggering 168 million. These coins are distinguishable by the absence or presence of the small d mint mark located to the right of Monticello on the reverse. Understanding mint marks is crucial for collectors because it impacts rarity, demand, and historical significance. Even though both issues are considered common, there are nuances in stripe quality and die variations that specialists study carefully. One particularly fascinating aspect of the 1959 Jefferson Nickel is its role in the broader economic environment of the time. The late 1950s were marked by American affluence, technological innovation, and the beginnings of the space race. Coins from this period are physical representations of that optimism and progress. When you hold a 1959 nickel, you are holding a piece of that era, a time capsule that connects you directly to the people and events shaping mid-20th century America. Delving deeper, we must consider the coin production process itself. Die preparation, plancha creation, striking techniques, and quality control standards all played vital roles in shaping the final product. Dies were engraved with Schlag's design, hardened, and then used to strike hundreds of thousands of coins. Before replacement plankets made of the copper nickel alloy were carefully prepared to ensure uniformity. Any imperfections in the striking process could result in double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other mint errors, all of which are of keen interest to numismatists. Collectors examining the 1959 Jefferson Nickel should look for sharp details, particularly in Jefferson's hair and the steps of Monticello. The so-called full steps designation refers to coins where at least 5 or 6 steps are fully visible, a feature that is rare and highly prized because it indicates a precise strike with minimal die wear. Coins with full steps often command significant premiums at auction, even if the rest of the coin shows minor wear. The design of the Jefferson Nickel remained largely unchanged until the Westward Journey series was introduced in 2000 for but coins like the 1959 issue remain popular not only because of their age, but because they represent a continuity in American coinage linking the past to the present. Collecting Jefferson Nickels offers a window into evolving minting technology, shifting cultural values, and the changing face of American money over time. Examining the broader numismatic landscape of 1959, we find that this was year when many collectors were just beginning to realize the long-term value of assembling complete date and mint mark sets. The hobby was growing in popularity with coin shows, publications, and clubs blossoming across the country. The Jefferson Nickel series was an accessible entry point for many collectors because it was affordable and widely available, yet offered enough complexity to sustain long-term interest. In terms of condition, coins are graded on the Sheldon Scale, ranging from poor 1 to mint state 69 or 70. Coins from circulation typically grade very fine to extremely fine, while uncirculated examples are prized by collectors, especially those with lustrous surfaces, sharp strikes, and no post-mint damage. Certified grading services like PCGS and NGC provide authentication and grading, which adds confidence for buyers and sellers in the numismatic marketplace. Another aspect to consider is the impact of hoarding and roll hunting. Enthusiasts often search through bank rolls of nickels hoping to find older or high-grade specimens, including the elusive Full Steps 1959 issues. This practice adds a sense of treasure hunting excitement to the hobby and underscores the ongoing relevance of even common date Jefferson Nickels in the modern collecting scene. We should also take a moment to appreciate the artistic legacy of Felix Schlag, whose work on the Jefferson Nickel remains his most widely seen contribution. Though he won the competition in 1938, his original reverse design was modified, as I mentioned earlier, and it was not until after his death that his initials FS were added to the coin in 1966 as a tribute to his lasting impact on American numismatic art. This posthumous recognition speaks volumes about the respect and admiration held for Schlag within the community. Historically, the 1959 Jefferson Nickel sits on the cusp of major changes in American society. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum, the Cold War tensions were escalating, and American culture was shifting in profound ways. Coins from this era are not just financial instruments, but also cultural artifacts reflecting the hopes, anxieties, and achievements of their time. Studying them allows us to trace the contours of American life across decades. In conclusion, the 1959 Jefferson Nickel is far more than a small piece of metal. It is a gateway to history, art, technology, and culture. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, exploring these coins offers endless opportunities for learning, discovery, and connection. I invite you to join me as we continue to unravel the stories hidden in